Hi there, and welcome to my final DLP analysis in my last semester at the Faculty of Education. I think it's safe to say I've come a long way. When I first began the program, I was centered on maximizing potential and growth for the students in my classroom in the time that I have them. I was focused on being a positive role model, especially to visible minorities who may not see themselves in their role models outside of their homes. My initial vision was fixated on this positive influence and positive changes I could make. My prior assumptions of learning were clear in my first personal statement written on my first day at Regent Theatre. As I scrolled to see number 3 on the question why I want to be a teacher, I initially answered that I want to be a positive influence for students and I want to be able to make a difference in a child's life and give them the ability to proceed through life with a better chance of success. As I reflect back on my initial vision, I noticed that it included no incorporation of curriculum content, assessment, and how I can promote student learning. 16 months seems like a short time, but this limited vision that I initially had, driven by a hero complex to be one that students could look up to, was quickly debunked as I was exposed to so much content that are a part of teachers' everyday lives. As I progressed through the program, I've been exposed to many things about teaching that I've not thought about prior to entering the program. FNMI, special education needs, inclusion of technology, cross-curricular integrations, inquiry-based learning opportunities, parental engagement, and the need for collaboration among students and teaching partners are all just some of the things that I've realized. Each of these realizations came with a wow moment as it opened my eyes to the value of being a teacher. The ability to be more than a role model then dawned on me. As I personally experienced a wow moment at every learning opportunity in the faculty, I realized that this was simply just a process of learning in an educational setting. I then also had the opportunity to provide that same wow moment to my students as I carry them through their own learning experiences every day. This added a whole new dynamic to my purpose and vision, as each learning opportunity gave me an experience that I wish to share with my students. My new vision is now to ensure I maximize student growth through learning. I can be a positive role model to students, but doing that must involve making sure students are involved in their own learning process. Being a teacher does not mean I am the sole provider of their learning. Instead, I am a guided observer of the student in their learning process. I also refer to what I have learned about in the different methods of assessment. Traditionally, I remember tests as the main form of assessments in schools, but this program has exposed to me to how we can maximize student learning by altering assessment pieces that adapt to individual student strengths as highlighted in the Learning for All and Growing Success documents. If I was to give myself specific achievable goals, it would be to ensure that I'm always reflecting back on my day to ensure that I am improving my connection with the students and how my lessons and assessments connect to student strengths. Another goal I would give myself would be to assess how I present myself in front of students. Am I still the positive role model I strive to be in my initial vision of teaching? Whether it is a resourceful educator providing meaningful lessons to my students, or being an effective motivator that helps students through mental, physical, or academic barriers, I always want to make sure I reflect back and come back to where I was when I first wanted to be a teacher.